friends, I would like to share with you a way to customize your discussion posts in Schoology. So you may have used a discussion before, and how you do that is you go to Add Materials and scroll down to Add Discussion. Now you can make a really basic discussion here by typing your discussion question. So I might want the students to read an article about animal adaptations and then describe how the adaptation helps the animal survive. So I'm going to type my question here. So now that you have your question written, you can always format it. There's a lot of options up here. If you want certain words to stand out or colors, maybe you want 2 examples of evidence to stand out to your students. You can always make that bold. For younger readers, I always enjoy making the text bigger. It just makes it easier for them to read. And you have a lot of other options here too. So that's what I want to explore today, is how to really use the discussion post to really get the most bang for your buck. So if I want my students to provide good feedback to each other, one thing I can do is I can embed a video that teaches them how to give feedback. So if I go over to YouTube from the Insert Content button, and I have a YouTube video in mind, I can search it using the link or other keywords. So I've got this great video here on giving peer feedback in a discussion. It's from YouTube. I'm going to copy it and paste it here. When I copied the link, it didn't come up with any search results, so you can also search by keyword or by title, and then you can see that I have my video here. So I'm going to click on it and then choose import and then do import embed. When it embeds, it will just look like a yellow square, so you might think, oh, I did it wrong, but don't worry, that's just because the preview shows you that yellow box for now. So maybe I want the students to read my discussion post or watch this video, and maybe I also want to make sure that they have a copy of the text. So you can also attach the text. So here I can attach, if you have it as a PDF, you can go to File and you can attach the document that you want the students to read. That way they have the PDF all in one place. You can also hyperlink it. So if you have the story as a link somewhere, you can always also attach that. So maybe this is the title of the article. I'm going to add a link and hit save. So now that is available for students to either click on the link to view, or they have the PDF that they can view here as well as a video that helps them learn how to give each other good feedback. Finally, maybe you want to add an image or a picture to your discussion post. So since my class is really working on how to give meaningful feedback and I want to make sure they have some sentence starters, I'm going to add a picture that has some sentence starters of some meaningful feedback. So again, I just go to the Insert Content and Insert Image. I've got the image ready to go here. I'm just going to simply screenshot it. You can also download it as an image and attach it that way. I just prefer to work in screenshots. And then from my desktop, I can add that image. So now my students can see a picture and it can help them. If the picture comes out kind of too big, you can always click on the picture and click on this icon. And if you need to, you can change the dimensions. Sometimes it's just guess and check to decide what dimensions would fit. You can also click on the dots on the picture, like on the frame of the image, and drag it to be a bigger size. Like any discussion, you do want to give it a title, so I'm going to name it Animal Adaptations. And if I want to grade it, I can always enable grading. I like using this even if you don't push it to Schoology, because then you can still give students a grade, and sometimes that's motivating for our students, and sometimes even just having feedback is helpful, so that if they know that they're on the right track, they're not just doing a discussion to do a discussion, but maybe if you attach a rubric, then they kind of can see what they got and why they got that rubric. So I have a 3rd through 5th grade opinion writing rubric that I have here to use. I have a basic standards-based rubric that's just a proficiency scale. You can create your own rubric as well for your specific assignment, and that's super simple to do. And that just can be based on what you're looking for that assignment. So I highly recommend taking the time to set that up. It will make grading faster and easier for you. And if you show the rubric to the students, that kind of gives them a heads up too. It helps them know what they should be doing in their post. You can always create a new grading category, or if this is seat work or independent practice. If you do sync it to PowerSchool, then you will want to create a category that's already set up for your PowerSchool syncing. But if you don't sync to PowerSchool, then you can still set up these pieces of information to give your students the feedback that they need to help them grow. So now I'm all set. If you want to, you can individually assign. So maybe you assign this to a grading group that you have, like maybe your advanced group does this discussion, and maybe your on grade level students do a different discussion, and maybe you have another discussion for some students who have accommodations. You could set that up. You can also turn it on or off that they can see each other's responses before participating. There's pros and cons to this. So again, just based on the needs of your classroom and the assignment, you can choose to require members to post before revealing other responses, or just leave it open so that they can see each other's work. Then feel free to hit create, and your discussion post has been created. When you open the discussion post here, you can see I have the hyperlink. Students could click on that. It will give them that redirect notice, but they can always continue to head over to that link. You can also notice that there is the YouTube video, so students can watch it directly from within the discussion post. They don't have to open a new tab. That keeps them focused on task. You can see they have their sentence starters right here to help them. They also have the document attached, so they can click on the document and reread the article. And then they do have this was a sample scale, but here you can see an example of the basic rubric here. So you can always add more detail and create your own rubric. And then when you go through and grade, you can click on one of the grading scales here, and then students can see where they are for that assignment. So this is a great way to just really enrich the discussion posts and add more information to help your students